Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today I actually wanted to create a little video for Lightworkers. Basically, this includes your healers, your way showers, your twin flames, and really that title, Lightworkers, kind of captures almost all of these categories. And the reason for that is that you actually just, what Lightworkers means is that you embody a divine light which you are using to illuminate the path for others so that they may also be able to kind of follow the guidance that you have for them. The lessons that you've learned will help them along on their journey as part of their awakening and evolution of their consciousness. So this video is actually dedicated to explaining 6 reasons why we as light workers receive information in little small bite-sized chunks, and as we move along the journey we get more and more information to help us move along and be successful in this journey. So this video is dedicated to explaining those 6 reasons. Now, the first reason is really that it is just too overwhelming to get all of this information all at once. Most people that actually go through an awakening, prior to having an awakening, you do not, know about this. Most, I would say, majority of the individuals that go through an awakening haven't really heard of or understand what this experience might look like when they get hit with it. So it really is a lot to take in. You go through these heavy dark nights of the souls, you go through an ego death, once or maybe several times, depending on what your journey really looks like, and this is going to vary for everyone. But really, as you get through all of this, you are already so overwhelmed with what's happening to you because your life doesn't look the same. So many things have to change in order for you to come out the other end after an awakening. And then to find out all this information about why you're going through this because you have a higher purpose is really a lot to take in, digest, and really process. So it's really for your own protection that, you kind of have to follow this trail as you go. And, information is revealed to you a little bit at a time. Now, the second reason why you don't get all the information all at once is because this actually has to do with your own elevation, your ascension, and your frequency. Now, you hear a lot of the times people say, you don't learn anything new. It's always just you remembering who you are. And what that's referring to is you actually unlocking the secrets within your soul that you've been carrying from lifetime to lifetime. A lot of us kind of circle around our patterns lifetime to lifetime, and they don't really change. And a lot of it is for our own evolution. And so as we come into our new lifetime, we really take that information and use it towards our destiny and destined purpose. Now, with that being said, as you are ascending, what happens is when you reach the right vibration, you end up unlocking that information. Now, if you haven't seen a video that I did previously, which is 3 bodies and 1 soul, that talks about the layers, and I'm probably going to do a part 2 to that with more information in there, hopefully very soon. But basically that actually helps you understand the different layers that we actually have before we can even get to the true soul. So as you are going through this, awakening, and you begin to awaken to your truth, when you reach that vibrational frequency, you end up unlocking the truths that you've already known, and then you're able to use that information for your purpose and what you're really here to do. Now, another reason that you don't get all the information at once is because a lot of us are, being guided on this journey. So you really have a lot of tests of commitment that come your way. And this is really to see, are you really dedicated to the purpose that you're here to fulfill? We all have to go through what we call a hero's journey, and it is often seen that the heroes are most often resisting their purpose before they can actually embrace it. And so we go through a lot of obstacles, a lot of hurdles to really be tested for that commitment to what we're here to do. Are we willing to do it? A lot of us get called to fulfill our purpose, but not a lot I should say, well, some of us don't really end up fulfilling what we're really here to do, and we always have that conscious choice. So that is another reason why you get information when you're ready to level up as you move along on your journey. Now, number 4 has to actually do with your healing and you actually facing your shadows. Now, to give you an example here, let's say that you have a deep childhood wound from a family member who looks a certain way, and you've grown up knowing and not trusting that particular, individual that fit that category, which reminds you of that individual that really hurt you. You may take that experience and, makes you very cautious in your life and on your journey. Now, you may have to, as part of your healing process, really heal that wound. And a lesson associated with that will show up over and over sometimes to see how you react and if you've truly healed until you're ready to really release that. And this may actually be tied into what you're actually meant to do to ensure, because as you become somebody that is stepping into service, you have to hold space for everybody, making sure that you're able to love everybody and have compassion and empathy. And so if you have any sort of resentment, any sort of unhealed wound still that's going to impact your role, then that is something that's going to hinder your progress. So you will see it show up over and over until you're ready to let it go. And so once you actually level up, more information may become available to you in terms of what you need to do on your journey, and more information will become available in terms of the purpose you're meant to really fulfill. Number 5 is when you actually get tested for your integrity. It's really around, why are you really doing what you're doing? Is it truly to help people? Do you have, or are you doing it for the money? Or are you doing it, for some other reason? Is there any selfishness associated with that? What is the true reason you want to step into what you are willing to do and how you will show up in terms of service to others? And so as you go through these particular lessons, and really what's happening here is your own self-discovery. You really have to sometimes dig deep to find out your true motives, what's going to make you happy, what it is that might be still lingering in your energy that you need to resolve before you can move forward. And as that happens, again, you are able to raise your vibration and more information. You are guided and provided more information as you go. Now, the final one, and this is a very important one, is that if every piece of information that we were getting as part of our downloads, our guidance, and we were meant to just compile it all together and share it, it may not reach the right audience. It may be deleted by the powers that be, because really, if you think about it, the information that you are awakening to now has kind of always been there. We can see scriptures going back from such a long time that talk about the evolution of consciousness, but not a lot of people really awaken to this truth. And at this time, this is really coming through to you as light workers, being channels of this information so that you can deliver it accurately to those that really need it, to awaken to their own purpose and to awaken humanity. And so it comes to you in pieces so that it cannot be deleted or erased, and it can reach the appropriate audience for that impact. Overall, if you compare from where you actually started on your journey to where you actually end up, you will see a massive shift in your perspective, in your awareness. And of course, that is because you're evolving at a very different level. And so you as the Lightworker community are really meant to use what you have learned, all of the lessons along the way, a lot of the guidance that you've received, and really be able to pass that on to others as you look to step into your own purpose and see how you're going to be here to make a difference in serving humanity. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope this video was helpful. God bless.